Hello, everyone. Oh, hang on. Let me move myself down just a tiny bit. There we go. So, as you can see, something's a little different here because I actually have a green screen behind me now. My brand new green screen just showed up earlier today, so I was very excited to get it out and show it off on stream. So it's one of those that actually. Let me show you. So it actually tracks down like that. So my bed's behind me right here, and it looks crazy with the chroma key filter still on. So there we go. So yeah, so I have that behind me. Building the Lego Up house. Oh, that's very cool. Hey Richard, how's it going? Yeah, I don't have any balloons behind me right now. I just have one hanging out right over here. Because the way this is set up, I'm probably gonna move stuff back around how I used to have it because I'm actually borrowing my mom's lamp right now to make this work because the green screen needs a certain amount of light on it to be able to work. So, some clarification before we start with this. This tier list is basically entirely composed of like canon ships. So there's not really going to be anything that's like something that didn't actually happen in the show in some respect. Hang on, let me. It's a little. Let me turn this through this on. No. Hang on. No. Yeah, that's as good as it's gonna be. I mean, the thing is, when you think about it, it's really rendering all of this in full time or like in real time, which is pretty insane. Justice for Mara and Zed. I know, but like the thirsty dumb boy. But anyway, so how this is gonna work is we're gonna go through each of these. I was trying to do it by show, but then stuff kind of got mixed around all over the place. But let me put myself right here. Bilford is not down here, but if it were here, it would be Seuss, get the shotgun! Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna go to my tier maker and go to interact. Okay, so basically this way you guys can see everything. Okay, so we're gonna start off with canon ships puts Haley and Scott on the tier list. Well, I mean, yeah, because the show literally is like, oh, they're endgame. They're gonna have to kiss. They're gonna have to be together by the end. I'm not meaning canon in terms of they actually were, 100% of the, not all of these characters were in a full blown committed relationship, but they were relationships that the show acknowledged existed in some way. Does that make sense? Okay, so we're gonna start with put them right up here. No, move Belsheet and Ginger. You're gonna be a little later. Okay, so starting with Kim and Ron from Kim Possible. Well, first I want to get some feedback from you guys. What do you guys think? Where do you guys think they should go? Um, my thing is, I watched Kim Possible pretty regularly as a kid. I haven't gone back and revisited it recently. But but I don't really remember being super, invested in if they got together or not. But that was partially because I was like, oh, how old was I when Kim Possible actually ended? I think Kim Possible ended right around the time Phineas and Ferb was about to start. So it was kind of like Because I'll say Phineas and Isabella was really the first ship I ever really like actually shipped. Um, I'm going to move the chat up a little bit so I can see it behind my face. Kim and Ron will be so actually. So I probably should go through the rankings first. Because it's not S, A, B, etc. It instead I replaced them with OTP, which is pretty self-explanatory. Adorable, cute, meh. Ha, which is more for characters where it was like, oh, they were a thing. I don't even remember that. Don't like, hate it, and jail, also known as Seuss get the shotgun. So I think that's pretty self-explanatory, and obviously I like to keep things positive, so we're not gonna have too many that are in these lower tiers. Um, but yeah, Kim and Ron, I can't really put them in OTP just because it's based on my experience at the end of the day. But I'm gonna put them as adorable because they are really cute together. They are good friends. Aw, cat. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Aww. I like that. I like that a lot. That's funny. Um, welcome, Diego. Diego Cotro. I'm sure I got that wrong. I'm positive I got that wrong. Okay, so from Kim Possible, I suppose we should move to Phineas and Ferb. I'm gonna put them all together right here. Was that everyone from Phineas? I think so. Did I? Okay. We're gonna go through all of the Dwampyverse, so I'm gonna put all of them together, right here. So, let me see. Did I miss anything? Did I miss anything? Oh, yeah. Sunnyland Peak Productions. Aw, thank you. Okay, alright, so, Dan and Swampy, the Dwampyverse as it is known, as it is called. Oh, wait. Hang on, I missed one from Milo. There we go. Okay. So we're gonna start with Phineas and Isabella, and I mean, they're actually sitting right here. I have them. I put them in the thumbnail. I was kind of tempted to have Phineas just like be staring into the camera like menacingly like that. Kind of cursed, right? Um, but yeah, Phineas and Isabella, in spite of me not liking Act Your Age very much, which of course was the episode that kind of focused on their relationship, I still gotta put them in OTP. Like, come on, I have to. It would be wrong if I didn't. Phineas and Ferb into the Dwellyverse. Yes, exactly. So then we have Candace and Jeremy, and I can't quite put them in OTP, because I had one brain rot for this show, and it was Phineas and Isabella. But Candace and Jeremy are gonna go join Kim and Ron in Adorable. I really love. Actually, you know what? No, I'm gonna put them in OTP as well because I really really enjoy their relationship. It's really sweet because Candace, she's OTP means one true pairing or one true pair. Basically, like when you really really love a ship, it's like they're OTP. Uh, but so Candace and Jeremy, I really love their relationship because they're just so good for each other. I think because Jeremy is you know this perfect you know this perfect nice guy. He plays guitar. He's really sweet, and he's always he's always there for Candace. Like it's so I always think of like the Christmas Vacation where Candace is like you know Um, I think that you're perfect, Jeremy. So I don't understand why you're trying to make me feel like I'm not. And he's like, "What are you talking about? I've never tried to do that. I don't. You should know me better than that." And it's like, yeah, Candace, you're being insane. Because he's literally the nicest guy. He loves Candace the way that she is, and it's great. Um, anxious attachment meets stable attachment. They balance each other out. Yeah, yeah, I agree. I really love Candace and Jeremy. I think they're really sweet. Um, I think they're great, and actually, one of my favorite things is in Candace Against the Universe, where we find out that Jeremy LARPs and he does not want Candace to know. It's so funny because it's like he's this perfect you know we don't get to see very much of Jeremy outside of his relationship with Candace, so it's really funny to get to know a little bit of a quirk about him. Like that's very fun. I hope they do a little more with that. Cause like Candace goes to cons dressed as Ducky Momo, so like come on, it's not that embarrassing, Jeremy. Okay, next up we have Stacy and Coltrane. So obviously we haven't gotten as much screen time with these two. Um, Yeah, exactly. It really would make them a better couple because she does cosplay as well. Um, it would be they could go to cons together. How cute would that be? That would be really cool. Um, so next we have Stacey and Coltrane, and I like how in like the Belgitos, how Candace is like freaking out. Was it the Belgitos? Or I forget, but the episode where they end up together, the episode where Stacey and Coltrane end up together, they're just like, yeah, okay, we're cool. I vibe with you, you vibe with me. We'll be together. Candace, it was such a big deal um, when she and Jeremy finally started dating, and then Stacey and Coltrane is just like, yeah, actually, honestly, that's kind of Stacey and Coltrane is kind of how kind of how me and Allie got, if it officially became boyfriend and girlfriend in a way. We were, I went to go visit her in Atlanta, and we're at Six Flags Over Georgia having a great time. And I'm kind of like, so we're a thing, right? She's like, yeah. It was very casual and sweet. So I'm gonna put them in cute. Because like I said, we haven't seen too much of them. So I can't be like a little. I can't be super enthusiastic about them, but they are cool. I like them. Um, so yeah, Stacey and Coltrane with, of course, with Corbin Blue and Kelly Hu. Their names kind of rhyme. Corbin Blue and Kelly Hu. Kelly Hu was also in friggin' Jason Takes Manhattan, which is just wild. Okay, next up we have Baljeet and Ginger, and this is one where we don't really know too much about how Baljeet feels about it, although we did see them get together later in Act Your Age, and I'm gonna put them right next to Coltrane and Stacy, and wow, they kind of look, the two of them kind of look a little similar, don't they? Like they both have curly hair, they both have dark skin, and it's like literally Stacy and Ginger. They are sisters, which it's also funny how long it took for the show to confirm that they were sisters when it's like kind of seems like they were always intended to be sisters, but it makes sense. And next we have Monty and Vanessa, and I actually really like Monty and Vanessa. I think they're super fun. Well, jail was created because I know there was at least one thing that's going to go in there. Yeah, Monty and Vanessa are really fun. I like them a lot. They have good chemistry. It was really cool when this, when Phineas and Ferb was airing to see, because obviously we have Candace and Jeremy, but it was also cool to see Monty and Vanessa just chilling and having a good time. And again, kind of like with Stacy and Coltrane, it's just they're good together. So which is better for Vanessa, the co-creator of Robot Chicken? Oh yeah, that is Seth Green, isn't it? That's super funny. I wonder if anything will go in jail. Come on. Okay, so here's the thing. As Ferb having a one-sided crush on Vanessa is fine. Ferb having a one-sided crush on Vanessa is fine. Where it becomes a problem is the fact that, hello SVXD, where it becomes a problem. Ferb and Vanessa, Ferb having a one-sided crush on Vanessa is fine. Vanessa being like, oh, this kid's kind of cool, is fine. But having them keep in touch the entire time and then have them get together when Ferb is just out of high school, it's not good. It's not good. And I know Dan's like, oh, the age difference isn't a big deal, but I'm like, Dan, yes it is. It makes Vanessa look horrible. What are you doing? So I don't want to harp on that too much because I've already said my piece in the Act Your Age video, but yeah, jail. I'm sorry. It literally is jail bait. It literally is like it's bad. It's real bad. I'm sorry. Now to move on to a couple that I kind of forgot about but was reminded about when doing this video, and I really like them. I'm not gonna put them in OTP, but Milo and Amanda are super cute. They're really sweet. It's adorable because Amanda's this like she's kind of a control freak. She's got a bit of OCD going on, and you would never think it would work with her and Milo, and it just does because he's really sweet, and he obviously his whole life is a cyclone of calamity. But he's a sweetheart, and he just wants to do right by her, and he makes her life more exciting. Doesn't Ferb have a silly voice? Ferb has several silly voices. His normal voice is just British. He could help her loosen up. She could help him deal with contingencies. Yeah. I'd rather suffer through Peter Parker and Lucia over for Nessa. Yes, I don't even know who Lucia is, and I agree with that. So continuing on the Milo Murphy's Law train, we have Sarah, and I already forgot what her boyfriend's name was. They were in like one episode. I kind of have to put them in Ha just because I love Sarah. Sarah's freaking Kate McCucci. So she's great. Hello, Caroline. No, you're good. We just started not too long ago. So yeah, I love Sarah, but and her boyfriend I remember being completely inoffensive, but I also would not be surprised if you managed to I forget what the expression was. Lose him in the grocery store or something. I don't know. Aww. Neil. Okay, his name is Neil. Yeah, he's fine. He wasn't particularly memorable. And then we have Zach and Melissa, who my friend Carly hates that they did this, that they just had her kiss him at the end. It's like, oh, they're a thing now. It's like, I mean, I don't know. They always had like this playful energy between them, but I feel like Zach and Melissa wasn't really ever developed super well. Yeah, I'm not gonna say I don't like it, but I'm kind of just whatever about them, so I think they're gonna go in meh. I mean, part of the thing is we never saw them again after that episode, so it was like, I remember the song more than him. Yeah, with Neil, exactly. Obviously I like Zach and Melissa's characters. They're fun characters, but I don't like them as a couple. She stands strong as solo besties. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess we never got to see them as a couple. So I'm kind of wondering if they'll come back in season 5 of Phineas and Ferb or not. But regardless, yeah, I have to put them in meh. And then I think our last couple from the Dwambiverse. they realized that the show was going to get canceled, but I don't think they did because I mean, they were obviously wrapping up an arc, and like that was always the planned endpoint of that arc. But I think they were kind of just waiting for information one way or another, and then it just didn't happen. I mean, they didn't pull a Haley's on it and end the show on a cliffhanger. But they, I don't know. I'm not exactly sure what happened with that. It kind of just feels like they threw it in the last second. Okay, Kevin and Hiromi. So I haven't watched much of Hamster and Gretel since season 2 came out. Actually, I don't even know if I've watched all of season 1. But I'm gonna have to put them in cute. I like them. I think they're good together. They have good chemistry. Kevin's VH is the name and director, or name of the director of Deer Hunter and Heaven's Gate. And then remove the show from streaming. Yeah, Milo's still on streaming. Haley's on it is not. But moving on, we're gonna go to. I got a couple from Star vs. the Force of Evil. So let's go with that. Starting with. Oh, actually, wait. Before that, I have a one-off, which is Jake and Rose from American Dragon. Jake Long. What do you guys think about them? I think I remember watching this show. I remember thinking they were really cute, and obviously the star-crossed lovers element is interesting. Starburst Force of Evil. No, not the candy. Okay, so Jake and Rose, yeah, I'm gonna put them in cute. I'm gonna put them here. My biggest thing with Hamster and Gretel is that it just does not let Kevin have a break, like, ever. Like, I'm gonna talk about this more when I do a video about Hamster and Gretel eventually. But my biggest frustration is that Kevin just is not allowed to have a win. Which, you compare that to Candace, where she very much was allowed to actually have a win and actually be happy sometime. And a lot of the time, she is the cause of her own misfortune and her own frustration. Whereas, you know, as we kind of saw in the Wizard of Oz episode, it's like, if you would just let go and have fun and not worry so much, your life would be better. But anyways, yeah, so Jake and Rose. Next up, let's do Gravity Falls. I think. Actually, no, I was gonna do Star Versus. Okay, Star Versus. So I got 3 from Star Versus. So of course I have Star and Marco. I have Marco and Kelly, and I have Star and Tom. And again, this is canon ships, but if we wanted to include fanon ships, you could also probably do Marco and Tom. They have, honestly, Marco and Tom was fun having the two of them together. That was a good time, but. And I didn't put Jackie Lynn Thomas in here because she ended up being very happy with another girl later on, and Marco just wasn't really the right person for her. Star Wars is the Proto Miraculous. I ship Tom and Marco more than any of these. Yeah, that's valid. Marco and Jackie were canon at one point. Yes, they were. But they ended up not staying together. So, I mean, I guess, obviously, Tom and Star and Marco and Callie didn't stay together either. But, from what I remember, Jackie Lynn Thomas was, like, barely in the show by the time you got to, like, season 3 and 4. Yeah, and the other thing with Starco that's really interesting is people were, like, shipping them hard from the very beginning, which, I think a lot of people were. Well, I think the people who were making Haley's on it were hoping that would be true for their show as well, and it just wasn't. But we'll get to that in a moment. So for Star versus the Force of Evil, Star and Marco, I'm not really sure where to put them though, because I'm like, I mean, I don't know. I think I kind of feel like they were better as friends, but at the same time, I can't deny that they are pretty nice as a ship. But yeah, it took forever, and they seriously, and like so many, there are so many other characters that had a thing for Marco. Ugh, excuse me. There are so many characters that had a thing for Marco at one point or another. I don't know. I think I've got to put Star and Marco in Mad just because I'm tired. But then I'm gonna put Marco and Kelly up here in. They were cute. They were good. I liked them. Um, the dynamic started off great, but then they just kept edging. Yeah, they kept drawing it out. Now Tom and Star, um, Star Go is in Mag. Yeah. Now Tom and Star, I don't know. I think they had their moments where they could have been really cute together, but I think also like it was pretty clear that they weren't right for each other. Um, Tom Star was great yet toxic. Yeah, yeah. That's the thing is, I hesitate to put it anywhere like up here, just because they had problems. It was not a good relationship. So I think I'm gonna put it down here and don't like. Um, haven't watched Star Wars: The Force of Evil. I wonder if there's any ships within the gummy bears. I would not even like. I'm not even trying to find that out, to be honest. Okay, so next up, let's go to Gravity Falls, which actually these all ended up. Oh, hang on. Okay, there's actually a fair amount of them in Gravity Falls. Okay, let's sort of go in show order. I forget if the Love God was before or after Seuss in the Real World, but it doesn't really matter that much. Okay, so Gravity Falls. Maybe I could create a new tier for like interesting but problematic. Uh, the thing is, I really like the way that that Dipper and Wendy's relationship is portrayed because this is how they should have handled Ferb and Vanessa. Because the whole thing, the whole thing with their relationship is that Dipper has this crush on Wendy, but it's like, yeah, Wendy's obviously too old for him. It's not gonna work out. Um, but they're also not as far apart in age. So that's the case where I actually could potentially see them getting together years later, and it wouldn't be weird because they're not that far apart in age. And again, they met when he was 13 and she was what, 15, 16? Or well, 12 turning 13 and she's like 15, 16. That's that's not that bad. I would say they could start dating after high school and that would be fine. But also, like, at the same time, I'm I'm thinking Dipper is probably going to find something close, or Dipper is going to find someone who is closer to his age, and Wendy's gonna find someone else and who lives closer to where she is as well, and it'll be fine. Um, okay, do you ship Stanford with Ida from the Owl House? So it's practically canon. I'm sorry. Oh my goodness. It is practically canon that Stan and Ida were married at some point. Oh shoot, I totally forgot Lita and Alex from Primos. Um Actually, here, let me add them real quick if I can. I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can add them at this point. Oh, yeah, I think I can. Oh, okay. All right, give me a moment. I can add them. Here, let me actually. That's a good catch. I thought about that earlier. I'm like, wait, Lita was with someone and I forgot who it was. Okay, yeah, let me just make sure the image will actually. Oh yeah, that would be Stanley. You're right. Yeah, yeah, Ida and Stanley. Okay, hang on. But because that wasn't ever really in like within the confines of the show, I can't really include it here. Plus, I like don't have a canon picture of them together, which also, so another popular fanship was Ferb and Gretchen, which I guess was just because I don't know, she was one of the Fireside Girls and like they stood next to each other a couple times, but I'm like, okay, but if I can't even find a good picture of the two of them together from the show, I'm not including it. Was it in downloads or where would it be? It's oh, there we go. Okay, there we go. All right, I got Lita and Alex on there. What I missed? Well, we ranked some of the characters already. So this is where we are right now. Um, okay, so yeah, Dipper and Wendy. I think I have to just put them in neutral because they're not really a couple. Um, they're not a couple, but I like how their arc was handled. I think it was done really well. Canon pictures are hard to find, only Kodak pictures. Boo! Boo! Jacob, I'm banning you. Boo! Oh, goodness. You know, we have a lot of fun here at Sunnyland Productions. The Merman and Human Webby, yeah. Um, Mabel and Mermando is really cute. I'm tempted to put them as adorable. It's the one relationship Mabel was in where it was actually like she was with a really sweet guy, and just it's like obviously they could not stay together. Um, Kim and Ron and OTP, yeah, that's valid. I just my biggest thing is because of the way their friendship was done, they didn't really get together until very late in the game, obviously. Um, Blubs and Derlin. I gotta put them right up here. I get I mean, it would be a lot to put a couple of side characters in OTP, but like, Flubs and Durlage are so great. Still, I'm gonna put them up at adorable. I really like them. They're very fun. They're so sweet. Like, um, that one moment where Blubs is like, Edward Durland, you are a diamond in the rough. I'm like, oh my god. Enjoy your water park vacation, you crazy kids. Who would win, Ramondo or Curiously Attractive Fishman? AKA Rikyo? I don't know. I can picture Mabel having a crush on Kennyworth from Fairly Odd Parents. Any wish though. Um. Okay, so Susan Melody, they're so cute. I gotta put Susan Melody up in adorable. I mean, the fact that Seuss found someone who's like on the same wavelength as him, is just it's so sweet. From the Darkstalker series. Okay, I'm not familiar with that. Okay, Robbie and Tambry. I mean, they were kind of, they were all right by the end of the episode. Like, it wasn't like they were just under the love potion. Um, uh, uh, Debating whether to put them in meh or cute. And now Susan and Melody run the mystery shack. Yeah, I really like that. I think I'm gonna put Robbie and Tambry here. They're all right. When will more episodes of A New Wish be on Netflix? That's a good freaking question. I don't know. I don't know. So, but obviously, just keep an eye on that and watch it when it does come out, please. All right. Next up we have Dipper and Pacifica. I genuinely think they're kind of adorable. Like, obviously, we only got the one episode, and then the comic, or the scene from the graphic, whatever you would call it. It's from Lost Legends, where the two of them go on an adventure together. The effects were never reversed. Okay, well, I forgot about that. So then I think I have to put them down in mad just because it's like, well, we never really saw how that affected them. How badly that affected them. But my theory about Murphy's Law is because Disney was afraid to portray girls with weaknesses. I don't think that's true. I think it's more just because I think it was more just because they wanted it to. I don't know why would it not affect Sarah other than just well why would it just be all the men in the Murphy family? Um, could it be because it would be really hard to have a baby if it affected boys and girls equally, if it affected men and women equally? I mean, they literally have the one flashback where Milo's mom is like, "Oh, looks like I'm having a boy," because stuff starts going wrong around her. Yeah, I'm not sure why the decision was made to make it only the men, but anyways, we have a couple more one-offs over here. Um, All right, so we have Cricket and Gabriella. I haven't seen too much with them, but I do remember the episode where Cricket gets accused of stealing the cake, and it's like, no, he didn't steal the cake because he was too busy preparing for his video chat with Gabriella, and he's like super flustered and awkward. And they're cute. I would put them in the same league as Sprivey. I think they got to go with Sprivey because it's a similar kind of like, obviously they're younger. It's more like puppy love, and it's cute. It's just cute. It's really cute. I enjoy that. Be it Oscar. Okay, so I haven't watched enough of Fish Hooks in a while to, and I know I put it in like, I think I put it in. Did I put it in S tier or A tier? I forget, but it's really funny. Maybe it's a Y gene. Yeah, that would make sense for Murphy's Law. Um, be an Oscar. I'm gonna put them up here. Um, let's see. Let's go. All right. Dragon and Shigo. I mean, it's just funny because Shigo is so intense and Draken is just kind of a doofus, and they really balance each other out quite nicely. They're really fun together. They've got a good dynamic. Okay, next we have. Let's do Amphibia. Let's do Amphibia. Let's move. Okay, Moon Girl and Kid Kree. Let's do Moon Girl and Kid Kree real quick. I like them. I think they're fun. They've got good chemistry. I'm gonna put them over in cute. Plus more villain couples. We always need more of that. Exactly. Yes, I agree with that. We have Ellie and Jess, the IT gals. They're adorable. They're I know they're more minor characters as well, but like they're so cute. And same for Olivia and Yunan. I mean, come on, like we love Olivia and Yunan. They're great. Everyone knows the real OTP is scratch and literally any and all kinds of food. Yep, yep, exactly, exactly. Um, and oh, and I didn't put on any of the other Owl House ships here. I need to fix that. Okay. So obviously Lumity has to go in OTP. I can't believe I forgot the other Owl House ships. Um, all right. So let's see. I got Hunt Low. Oh my god! Not All right. Yeah, I'm fixing my mistake. I'm adding them in there. $42, $43. Was the Isabella plush expensive? No, because I happened to snag it off of eBay at like just the right time. Because I know they're really rare. Yeah, let me go back to JPEGs. Okay. 42 and 43. Okay, there we go. Alright, so, and I know there's other ships within the Owl House, but like okay, so, Masha and V, I mean, obviously we don't get to see much of them, but they're super cute. What will you get to see? And Masha's fun. We like Masha. They're cool. Um, Huntlow, I gotta go with adorable. They're not quite OTP, but they're really good. Yeah, Lumity is such a good ship on like all levels. I mean, their relationship is so well developed. It's so well written. And literally the two of them like have better communication and better they have a better relationship than a lot of actual adults. Um No, I have a tendency to forget about Owl House characters and things apparently, so I appreciate the reminder to go back and put them in there. There's so many good characters in the show that it ends up being like, oh wait, yeah, they were there too, and they were really cool. And so same kind of thing. I gotta put Rain and Ida. They're also up and adorable for sure. Theirs is kind of obviously, um, kind of sad because they've been forced apart, but they still deeply care for each other. um, and Ida's like, Rain, they are the coolest person I know. It's great. Um, so we're getting down to towards the end of this list by now. So we've got a couple. We got two more that are just kind of by themselves. So we got Goldie and Scrooge. Um, they've got a really fun kind of energy because obviously, they're they're flirty and romantic, but they're also like at each other's throats, and it's really fun. Um, I'm gonna go over here. And then we have the greatest ship that never actually sailed. Because literally, this is from Chibi Tiny Tales, the one with Alina and Andrea. and I'm really sad that we didn't get to see more of them. But then of course I gotta put Molly right up here because I love them. 30s screwball comedy energy, yes, for Goldie and Scrooge, absolutely, I love it. It's so good. um, but yeah, Molly and Ollie, I really love. I mean, obviously, I've made that point pretty clear. Molly is OTP material easily. Oh yeah, um, yeah, Molly's OTP energy. I think it's the thing is it's I love Phineas and Isabella, but obviously it's kind of frustrating to watch over years and years and never have Phineas gain any semblance of a clue. Um, Meanwhile, with Molly and Ollie, it's a lot like Luz and Amity. The biggest difference is that obviously there's that friction that's caused by Ollie, being a ghost hunter and Molly's best friend being Scratch, and all of that between them. The Molly lives. Yes, exactly. Um, do you think Lena and Webby make a great couple? Yeah, but I mean, I like them as I think they could definitely be a ship. But again, I'm trying to kind of stick with stuff that's like canon within the shows for the most part. And speaking of which, yeah, I mean, Molly and Ollie are perfect for each other, and I know a lot of people, their complaint is like, oh, well, they're too similar. I'm like, so you don't want to be with someone who is on the same wavelength as you? Because I think being with someone who's completely different, it's like, how does that, they say opposites attract, but I'm like, if you have nothing in common, what do you do? What do you do together? Like, I hear about people who are like, oh, my significant other doesn't even like Disney. I'm like, well, then why would you? I love the Disney parks, but my significant other can't stand them. Why would you be with someone like that? Or why if you don't share major interests like that and don't have a similar worldview, not to get this to be super political, but like people who are like, oh, you know, where one of them is a Trump supporter and the other one is not. It's like, how does that work? How do you get into a relationship with someone? How do you get that far into a relationship with someone and end up realizing that your value system is just totally freaking different? How does that work? How do you do that? How do you not have any conversations? Oh, yes. Okay, thank you for reminding me. And I missed another Primo's duo. I need to really go back and watch Primo so I can finally make that damn video. Um, I'm glad I can do this pretty quickly and through. Oh, come on. There we go. Oh, and now it shows up. Okay. Cool. Thank you for your help. Oh my goodness. Okay. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, so of course I also got to put Jeff and Jeff. Um, put them in OTP. Honestly, like that. I think just because it was such a perfectly done running gag built up into that reveal. I love it so much. It's so good. Um, the one Molly McGee ship I don't like is Daryl and June. The two are just better as besties. I can see the thing is I can see them go either way, but Geoff. Um, I could see Daryl and June go either direction. I could see, like honestly, I think they're queer platonic, where they they are soulmates, but not exactly in that way. It's not inherently a romantic relationship, but they are like partners in a way. It kind of that was kind of the way that's kind of the way I understand it, and I think that really would work for them. Um, but regardless, they're not really a ship in the show, so I didn't put them on here. Um, so then we have Haley and Scott, and man, I'm tempted to put it in don't like, but like honestly, I think they're just whatever. That's the problem with the whole show is like they're greatest friends, but it's pretty obvious that if it wasn't for this stupid list, Haley was like, Haley before him was like, I had a crush on him like once in like third grade when he styled his hair differently. Um, but then she kind of like, oh well, maybe I do actually have feelings for him. It's like, do you though? Yeah, man, makes sense because I just it never felt like the show never did enough to make me really want to root for them. And when the show is telling you from the beginning that they're the end game of the show, it just doesn't work. The ultimate what if of Disney TVA, except the thing is, it's like, well, there's, they have to because they have to save the future. Um, but anyways, moving on to there. Moving on to um Becker and Kennedy. I'm actually going to put them up in adorable because I really like them. I think they're very nice. Becker wanting to kiss Haley was going to be a recurring subplot rather than a brief gag that cut off. Well, yeah, I mean, part of the problem is I think the episodes got excuse me. Part of the problem was the episodes got shuffled around, so it was supposed to happen like the beat of her having the crush on Haley to her being over it. There was supposed to be more time between that. Um, but then it just didn't work like that. Okay, so then we have Lita and Alex, and I'm gonna put them in adorable as well. They were really cute. Um, as are shoot, hang on. What was that was Nacho and Carmela. And I'm gonna put them in adorable too. So yeah, there's our list. Um, and I'm sorry, I don't think jail is harsh for Ferb and Vanessa because literally, but if there was nothing wrong with if there was something wrong with the relationship, Disney wouldn't air it. I don't think they realize the implications of it, because literally it's grooming. It literally makes it look like Vanessa groomed Ferb, and that's not good at all. It just it I hate it. I hate that they did that. Um, any other couples who didn't make it? Oh well, yeah. Well, there's one from Stugo, but I'm like, I'm just not caught up on that yet. I can't really make a judgment about it. Um, you know, but yeah, with Ferb and Vanessa, I'm sorry, there's just not a context where I think their relationship is appropriate. Yeah, there's not really anything here that I would put in hate it. Because like I said, I wanted to keep this mostly positive. The only one that's really like, don't like it is Star and Tom, because again, their relationship was kind of toxic, so it didn't really work out. So yeah, there we go. And this was a fun. I'm not quite caught up on Primus. I've watched all the episodes that have aired at this point, as far as I'm aware of. Um, yeah, not Nacho and Carmelo were really cute. I really liked them. They had fun chemistry together. As did Lita and Alex. Like they're just it's just it's fun. It's very fun. Primos is a fun show. Chip and Rhiann, I'd put it in cute. Okay, fair enough. All right. Well, yeah, that's gonna do it. I think for this stream. And actually, we came in at just around an hour, so that turned out perfectly. um, but yeah, so let me know in the if you're watching this later. Let me know in the comments below where you'd put these. If you'd rank anything differently. If there's anything I missed, let me know. Thank you guys so much for watching, and have a good night.